All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99, all boxing everything. Make sure y'all subscribe. I'm back, y'all. I'm back. I know it's been a while, but I've been away from the channel for a minute. But hey, I'm back now. I had to take a little summer break. I got another channel I run with MMA, so I've been over there mostly. But I said, I got some other things going on, so I had to kind of choose, which channel had to chill out for a little bit, so I could take a somewhat of a semi break from. So yeah, man, we back. It was a good summer, y'all. Last video I did was on Spence and Crawford, and shoot, I come back to the channel and people still talking about that fight. So, I'm going to do some videos just talking about Terrence Crawford because, right now the doors are open for him. The world is his right now. So we're going to discuss that, in some later videos. But this one here, man, I had to come back and do my post-fight discussion on this one, man. Zhang, he does it again. He does it again in quick, big fashion against Joyce in a rematch. And I'm not gonna lie, I turned to the fight while I was watching UFC Fight Night, and I came into the fight. I didn't see what round it was, right? I just turned to it and I saw the look on Joyce's face. It already looked like he'd been in a fight. He's looking already marked up. And then all of a sudden I see boom, boom, and he goes down, and I look and I'm like, it's only the third round. I was like, whoa, what happened? That was my first reaction. It's like, whoa, this is the third round. I was like, yo, come on. And this was already like a little after 5 o'clock. So I didn't even know the fight was starting that early. But yeah, man, I turned to it and it's over. Just like that. Zhang, he does it again in quick fashion. And yeah, that was it. Three rounds. Third round knockout. But after going back and looking at the first fight, it was just something about Zhang's style. Zhang's style, it's just so it's too technical, and he's just too sharp for Joyce. I've never really been that high on Joyce. Like, I think he's a good fighter and he's a hard worker, but I just never really seen like anything stand out with him. I'm just being honest. Like, the guy, he can throw volume. He can throw volume. He has a sharp jab at times, but he just doesn't really have that respect, that power, that type of pop to get respect. So when I seen Zhang, just put that pressure on him and, just kind of set up traps on him, I didn't see Zhang really crumbling to him in the first fight. And in the second fight, I didn't see any adjustments that could be made in this one. I mean, right from the jump in the first round, you could see Joyce trying to make adjustments off the jump, trying to adjust with more of a defensive-minded style. Like, the first fight, to me, it didn't really seem like they boxed southpaws or they sparred southpaws. I know there's not really like a lot of southpaw heavyweights out there. Like, throughout the 90s, I really wasn't familiar. Like, even Lennox Lewis, like, he gone his whole career without fighting any left-handed fighters, I believe. So seeing a southpaw heavyweight, it is kind of strange. So the second time around, it wasn't like Joyce was gonna make this great change. And he tried the first round. He was keeping his lead foot on the outside of Zhang's, trying to circle to his left. And, he kind of had that right hand trying to block that straight left hand if it was going to come over the top. But slowly, Zhang was just kind of making that adjustment, walking him down and, touching the chest a little bit with his jab and his straight left hand, just kind of baiting him to open him up. And then, like, after that first round, Joyce, he kind of abandoned that style. He took it into the second round a little bit, where he was stepping side to side, trying to be defensive minded. But I think that big change was interrupting what he usually does. So it was kind of like two things were colliding, bringing in something new and the old Joyce. So, like, in the second round, he started, being more of that come forward guy with his hands high, trying to throw more volume. But that's where, Zhang just started busting through the guard with more shots, pressuring him to the cage, pressuring him, not the cage like MMA, but pressuring him to the ropes, landing them shots right through the middle, right through the guard, and hitting him with some hard, right hands, So right there, it just kind of went back into where the last round left off of the first fight. And this time, Joyce already looked defeated to me. And that was just in the second round. Then going into the third round, same deal. Zhang just kind of walking him down and landing these hard shots, to the body and to the chest, to try to get him to open up. Joyce couldn't really get anything going. Like, he couldn't, like, get his jab over the top. Maybe a jab to the body here and there, but Zhang was pretty much in control of the fight. But it was when he got Joyce into the ropes a few times, he was cracking him, hitting through that guard. He was cracking with that overhand left. You know, he get the straight left hand over. He would just kind of loop it a little bit just to get over the guard of Joyce and crack him right upside his head, man. And then finally, like in that final minute of the round, when he got Joyce closer to the ropes, he just got him walking right to Joyce's left, touches that chest with a straight left hand, and then boom, comes over the top with a right hook and drops Joyce. And Joyce, you know, some people were complaining about the ref count too fast, but Joyce looked like he was done. Like, he wasn't like out, but he was like face down, belly down, kind of leaning on his arms like he was taking a nap. You know what I mean? Like, he just kind of had that expression like, oh man, like, I had enough. You know, I had enough. So yeah, third round knockout for Zhang. I thought that was pretty impressive. He defends his WBO interim title at 40 years old. He's still moving, so I got to give this guy a lot of credit. From here, I mean, Zhilei Zhang, you know, he's looking like a legit guy that deserves a shot at the title now. You know, out of all the heavyweights we got, I mean, we don't have too many right now. You know, everybody's kind of already had their pass now. So, hey, him versus Usyk at this point, you know, this guy's not getting any younger. So Usyk, once Fury gets done with this Ngannou sideshow, I like to see Zhang in there with one of these guys. You know, I want to see him throw down with one of these guys. But as for Joyce, like I said, man, I think it was just like a big change, like in his style, like in that first round. And maybe the confidence wasn't there. He was still thinking about the first fight. Maybe he needed to be more of himself with just minor adjustments and trying to get Zhang's respect, because that's the only way you want to beat a guy like Zhang. You know, you're going to have to walk him back and land just as hard. And at the same time, you have to set traps. If you're just like a come forward guy, or you just throw high volume, a guy like Zhilei Zhang, he's just going to block those shots and counter, and eventually, you know, just weather your storm and break you down. So yeah, man, decent fight, decent heavyweight fight this weekend. I know this weekend coming up, we got Canelo Charlo, so you know I got to get back on the channel. We'll talk a little bit about that. And yeah, I'm gonna start getting on doing some lives, man. I'm trying to do a couple this Wednesday and Thursday if I got time to do some lives on this channel. See, I got some new subscribers too, which, you know, I appreciate. And yeah, you know, I cover women's boxing too. So yeah, I'm back, man. I'm gonna be back with a few more videos this week, guys. So make sure y'all subscribe, all boxing everything. I'm out. Peace.